Let's begin with the truth that most people never realize that being hard on yourself is not discipline, it's self-sabotage. And for years, I thought that, beating myself up for my mistake was a mark of a true achiever. For example, if I lose a trade, I would replay it 100 times in my head. If a campaign is underperformed, the ad campaign, I would blame myself for weeks. But what I've learned after building successful ventures, whether it is trade school or academies or any other venture that I have, the difference between the average performer and the top performer is not that they don't make mistakes, but that they bounce back in minutes, not months, not years, right? And today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the exact 5-step mental framework I personally use to outsmart the negative thoughts, recover fast, and turn every failure into fuel and success, right? Every failure is going to be a stepping stones for the success. So, see, again, let me tell you, the self-punishment is not discipline. When you mess up, maybe a trade went wrong in my context, a student did enroll after the ad campaigns, or your launch has failed, then your instinct says, I deserve to suffer for this. So you think that, feeling bad is equal to learning the lesson. But that's the biggest lie achievers tell themselves. I remember once, when a major collaboration deal fell apart because of, I reacted emotionally during a meeting. It was worth, I think 3 crore. It's gone. And instead of fixing it, I spent 3 days, replaying the mistake and, punishing myself mentally. Then a close friend of mine, he told me something that hit me very hard also. So instead of winning back the deal, you decided to waste 72 hours feeling sorry for yourself. This is exactly the word he used. And that one line that changed my mindset forever because, he was right. Self punishment is selfish. While you are busy feeling guilty, your team, your students, your family, they are all waiting for you to show up again. So the question to ask is not, why did I mess up? It should be, do I want to feel better about this or do I want to get better at this? Right? So the feeling better, that suits your ego, but getting better, that strengthens your system. And that's what we need actually. And shame is not accountability. That's the second one, what I want to discuss. There is a huge difference between saying, I am broken and the system is broken. Let's fix it. But don't say, I am broken. You can say the system is broken. Let's fix that. So that's the difference between shame and accountability. And if you look at trade school or Civil 360, once I've completely missed a scheduled strategy call, I didn't mark it in the calendar. I didn't inform the assistant, and 5 people were waiting in the Zoom. I've never joined. You know, the old me would have said, I'm such an idiot. I can't handle this. Everyone must think that, may think that I'm careless. But the new me will say that, okay, it's a failure of the system. Let's analyze what went wrong and let's fix it. And in 20 minutes, I built a new system that triple confirmation of all meetings 24 hours before in advance, right? And that means, again, you are blocking 30 minutes before every meeting for the preparation and calendar will be synced across all devices. And next day, I told the client exactly what happened. They appreciated and he appreciated and honesty, this honesty, and even you get more respect also. So what's the lesson from this? When you say I am the problem, it feels permanent. When you say my process failed, what does that mean? It becomes fixable, right? So I can fix it. So next time it won't repeat. So the next time your inner voice sounds like, a prosecutor, then what you need to do is switch to a scientist mode and you need to, ask yourself, what failed? Why did it fail? How can I fix it? And that switch from emotion to analysis, that will save you years of unnecessary guilt also. Okay, now the third one. See, this is my mental emergency protocol. The 4A framework: acknowledge, analyze, adjust, and advance. So the framework that replaces emotional chaos with structure and system. Let's break it down. First one, acknowledge. Admit what happened, no drama, no denial. I messed up this trade. Yes, I mishandled the client. Okay, fine. Neither, exaggerate nor minimize, just accept it. That's the first step, acknowledge. Second, analyze. Find the specific reason. What is was it a poor preparation or is it wrong timing or was there any unclear expectation? In one case in my academy, the project underperformed not because the content was bad, but because We never defined who was responsible for marketing follow-up. It was not the system. It was just like one missing step, right? So that is what I mean by understanding or analyzing the specific reason. Now, once you analyzed, you need to adjust the fix that leak, right? Don't build the entire ship, you just fix that leak. So ask what's the minimum viable change, not the total overall, just one correction that could prevent such kind of repetition, such kind of issues, right? And then fourth step, advance. Once you have learned, move forward fast. Every minute spent relieving the past is a minute stolen from your next success. So this 4A method that help you to stay balanced and give enough reflection to learn, enough momentum to move on also. Now the 24-hour rule. See, this one mindset that separate good performers from elite performers. The top achievers, they're not special because they never fail. They're special because they recover fast. Even in trading also, I failed in many trades and I recover fast. The failures are the stepping stones, right? So recovery should be faster. Every hour you spend, like relieving yesterday's mistake is like an hour that you are not building tomorrow. So the rule should be you get 24 hours to process any mistake. Whatever you want, you do. Cry or reflect or write about it or talk about it. Do whatever it takes. But once the clock hits that 24 hours, that's over. Whatever happened, whatever mistake happened, it's over. Okay, so I have used this rule for everything from losing maybe lakhs and crores in a bad trade to getting legal notices during tough times. You set the timer, you have the process, you have to learn, you have to move on. So this 24 hour, that's the time for that particular issue. And the magic is very clear. The more you practice it, the shorter that window gets. Now I can bounce back in an hour, right? So initially you start with 24 hour, then 15 hour, then 10 hour. Now I can bounce back in 1 hour. Something happened. It's a matter of 1 hour. I'm out of it. So remember, the prolonged suffering that doesn't deepen the learning, it destroy your focus. So the peak performers, they don't just work hard, they recover hard. That's very important, right? Again, never make permanent decisions in temporary emotions. Very important, the emotional weather check. Never ever make big decisions or permanent decision in a on the basis of emotion which is temporary. So when you're angry, you're tired, or you're hurt, or you're so desperate, or during this time your brain is like it's drunk, right? And you wouldn't make major life decision when you're drunk, right? So when you're tired, when you're hurt, your brain is like drunk. So the rule is very simple. I follow this in my business and in my life also. No big decision unless you're calm. Okay, I've had days when marketing campaigns flop or team drama that hits at its peak, and my mind also screamed, fire everyone, shut this project down. In that particular emotion, I could have done it easily. But now what I'll do is I'll wait. I may take a break. I sleep. I eat. I think again. If a trade went wrong, the same I will do. I take a break. I eat or I take a nap and I think again. Because see, urgency is an illusion. What feels like I must fix this now is usually just an emotion. If a decision is truly right, it will still be right in 48 hours, but you'll see it far more clearly if you get some time on that. So before any major decision or a major choice, ask yourself, am I calm or am I reactive? Am I responding or escaping? Right? Ask yourself. So if your jaw is tight, your chest is heavy, or your mind feels rushed, then take a pause. Because hot emotions make cold decisions. That's not going to help you, right? So I hope this is very clear. Now, let's accept it, right? That you will mess up again. It can happen. Shit happens. So it could be today, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Let's accept it. You'll mess up again. But the real question is, or is not whether you'll fail. It's whether you will recover like a champion or suffer like everyone else. Now, in that recovery, how much time it will take, whether it is going to be 24 hours or 1 hour. Minimum, right? Like now you cannot have more than 24 hours. If you're taking 1 week or 2 week or months or years now, that should be reduced. So winners have the systems, not just standards. They don't suppress emotion, they rather structure them. So next time you feel stuck or when you feel negative, repeat these 5 tools or understand this. Self-punishment is not discipline. I've seen people keep drinking because of some issues or using drugs. That's self-punishment. That's not discipline. That's not going to save you. That's not going to help you. You have to come out of it from your side with your effort. And if feeling shame is not accountability, and apply the 4A framework that I've told, follow the 24-hour rule. Any issue comes, how long it should last is 24 hours. After that, you should be entering into something, different. You should not even think about that and worry about that and waste your precious time on that. That 24 hours should be reduced also. And that 24 hour, whatever you want to cry, yeah, cry. You want to talk to someone, you talk to someone. You want to do whatever you do it. And check your emotional weather before taking any decision. Right? Don't take any decisions when you are hurt, when you are angry. And remember, every minute you spent, relieving yesterday is a minute which is stolen from tomorrow. So yesterday is over. Now tomorrow is waiting for you. Don't waste your time for yesterday. Something which happened, something is not in your control. Tomorrow is in your control. So get up, fix it, and move on. That's how champions are built. Whether it is in your, civil service preparation or in your business or in your trading, everywhere it is acceptable, right? So applicable also. So see you in the next session. Thank you.